5-star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds. AT delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds. 2 guns. Smoke on effect.
What's up, y'all? Andrew from the Options Millionaire community. Thanks for watching. And today we're going to be talking about a trade from August 10th, 2023 that netted me 123% profit. I'm going to go over how I took the entry, how I managed the trade, and then how I determined an exit. It's a beautiful blend of my system with levels, volume, market awareness, and using Bookmap for order flow tracking. I've already got the chart pulled up here. This is the ES chart for August 10th, and I'm sure you already noticed here the blue and red lines. That is my morning high and low range. Every single trading session, after the first hour is completed, so 9:30 Eastern to 10:30 Eastern, I plot the high and low prices. This was a high and low price for this current session. Those levels do a great job of telling me where the market wants to trade the rest of the day. So already having a couple of trades in my belt, I was watching the price action come back down. Now we'd already set the low here on the opening candle of 45.0675. The price action came back down, gave it a tap, bounced back up. Now this was make or break for the bulls. Once this fails, I knew we were going to transact lower through this move. I don't like to short the first breakdown. I like for the price action to break through support, bounce back up, retest, and then fail lower. That is a high confidence rejection. What this is called right here is a support retest failure. It's where a prior support now flips into resistance and heads lower. That is a high confidence short position once I have the VPA confirmation. How do I know it's a VPA failure? Because we had a hammer candle with increased volume that comes up the second we retest that prior algorithm pivot. So on the move up, we had no volume sustained, which means very weak buyers, and we had an immediate top wick once we have this level. This is where I took my entry. I entered 0 DTE SPX 4470 puts right here. Now, in addition to the VPA entry and the entry off the morning low, I was also conducting market awareness. Market awareness is simply watching everything in the market that would affect the S&P. Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, bonds in the VIX. All things were pointing to bearish indications. So with VPA box checked, with the morning low rejection checked, and with market analysis checked, it was time to take an entry. And I did so. Now that the hard part is out of the way, taking an entry, what's left is managing the trade and then finding the exit. And the only real surefire way to catch a trend other than white knuckle holding is through trailing stops. As we got deeper into the trend, and deeper into a successful trade, I kept on moving my trailing stops lower and lower and lower. Now, my first fear was a bounce at the prior low. However, since we just had a nasty rejection off the morning low, which is a high confidence short, I had some decent confidence that we would transact lower and put it into low of the day. Given that the fact that my number one rule for the morning low is that if you hold below the morning low into the afternoon session, probability says we will put an even lower lower into the afternoon, and that's exactly what we did. So once we held this level and then fell through, I just kept lowering my trailing stop. Not to mention, we had VPA failures even lower time after time. All the volume pressure here was controlled by the sellers. We had numerous top wicks, not to mention the entire market was continuing off and the VIX continued to spike even higher. So really, the last leg of this battle was finding an exit. Now this exit was primarily driven by two things. Number one, I knew that we were coming up on the weekly low, which is here. Now, a weekly low is a very tough level to breach for the sellers. Very rarely does it breach and continue through it on the very first attempt. There's just too many trapped short sellers at this level that are going to buy to close their positions and to create a bounce. Now, that's not to say we won't blast through it later on down the road, but the first touch usually is going to have some sort of support by the buyers. And that's precisely what happened, and also, this is precisely where I exited. In addition to me knowing that this weekly low area was coming up, I used Bookmap, more specifically, the Ice Berg indicator on Bookmap, to get me out of this trade. Now luckily, this was a live stream trade that was recorded. So instead of me explaining it, I'm going to show you how I chose the exit on Bookmap.
Be aware of the 4480 zone. That's prime time profit taking if you are holding a downside position. Puts or shorts right now, you need to be looking at taking profit at or around 4080. That's 7 points down from now on ES. That's weekly lows. Just like we rejected the crap out of weekly highs roughly 3 hours ago, we're going to have something happen at weekly lows. I don't know if we're going to bounce off of it or if we're going to go through it, but there's something. We're at least going to have something happen there before we continue on down if we do. And that's a good time to start trimming positions. You see them building even more here? They're still stacking more liquidity, so we still have more order flow for this 4480. And the CVD is not coming up. So there's a couple of things you can peg your eyes to here if you're trying to track the Bookmap. One, watch the CVD line. If you start to see spikes in the CVD here and the buyers are trading the tape, we'll start to see more bottom wicks and maybe not a good time to start going for 4480. But it's still staying down. We still have negative, very negative CVD. The sellers are still controlling the book here, and the skew is still to the downside. I don't see any liquidity shifts up higher. If I start to see stuff coming in here, that is time to start possibly looking for a bounce. I don't see any shift higher. I see the book skewed lower, 44.80. I see the CVD still pointing down. I don't see any major stops here. So all I need is a quick drop on here to fill that 44.80. I'll get my 100%, and then I'll start scaling. That'll test the weekly low. That'll check a lot of boxes here. Our new low, 44.84. We just put in a tick low. Coming on down. Let's see if we can get 44.87. Still dropping. I've got my order form up and ready to go here. I'm approaching 100%. I need one more push lower. VIX is skyrocketing. A lot of pressure here in the VIX. Look at this iceberg. So watch this iceberg. We're about to have our little drop down into 44.80. Watch this. So watch this iceberg. We're sticking to it. They're going to pop this iceberg here from 333. We'll watch it grow. We'll absorb. We'll have a quick drop to grab that 44.80 liquidity zone. So watch this guy right here. What's the lure of that iceberg? So, icebergs are, we know what icebergs are. They're somewhat of a hidden order. We don't know the full extent of that order. So someone out there wants to hide their positions or their position sizing. So they put on this iceberg here. Now, it just being there doesn't necessarily make it a magnet, but it's how the price action reacts to it. So the fact that we stuck on here, if it comes back down and we start to see this thing pump, 333 up to 500, 1,000, so on and so forth, that's the breach imminent. That's when things are going to start to look a little heavy, and then it's going to require a lot of volume, and it shows in 10. When they start pumping that volume, it shows in 10. What does liquidity look like here on Bookmap? Right now on ES, it's lower, 44.40 to 40 down to 44.70. My main focus is on this little group right here. The iceberg, the 44.80 block, which is about 700 orders, give or take. So watch this iceberg. As the price action is coming on back to it, you're going to see the price action grind against it. As you start to see it grind against it, you're going to see this number start to fluctuate. Then you're going to see a big red bubble, and then it'll blow down. You see it start to move, then it'll blow down. I don't know how far it's going to go. I would assume the 44.80 territory. It all depends on how big this is and how much Momo it needs to come through. The bigger this is, the more Momo it needs to get through this level. So watch the 349. You see it's already popped up once. There's 356, 360. The longer it sticks there, the higher the chance the thing's going to pump. It'll have a big red bubble, a little pepperoni here, and we'll look for 44.80, 424. $459, 478, 481, 95, 500. It's pumping, and I would say a couple of moments here, it's going to breach. You see how it's sticking to it? It's not coming off of it. That's signs that it's going to pop. I do expect a bottom wick in this area, so I would say once we breach this, be looking to scale out. If I were you, that's what I'm going to do. Not financial advice, but what I'm going to be doing is looking to scale out once we breach, because I will expect some sort of bottom wick in this area. So I would expect once this thing pops, we'll have the big red bubble absorb, come down, bottom wick somewhere in this area. Now I don't know if it's going to come all the way back up, but I know there's too much going on in this 44.80 not to have some sort of bottom wick area, not a bottom wick activity. All right, here we go. Here's another test of the iceberg. 549. It's not coming off of it. 557, 62, 90, 603. This may be it right here. This may be it. Yeah, this is it. Here we go. 700 and pepperoni. Here's a volume building right here. We have a volume spike. Here's 1,000. I'm going to bring up my order form to scale out and get ready. Pumping, bam, blowing through it. There we go. On down to 44.80, and I'm taking some profit off right there. Yahtzee, 100%. All right, so there's 44.80. That's going to be the weekly lows. You just drilled right on through there. We filled 1,000 icebergs right through it, and I've scaled out of positions right there. That'd be about 100%.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed trading it and showing people how to manage that trade. We had a lot of fun while in that trade on the stream. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. You get notifications for future content as well as our live streams. I am a Bookmap affiliate. It's a fantastic resource. I'm very, very picky with the tools that I add to my system, and Bookmap has definitely made the cut. I have a link down in the description of the video if you'd like to sign up for a Bookmap. It'll get you a little bit of money off your plan. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, I'm Andrew with the Options Millionaire Community, and I'm out. See ya!